It's the Dynasty Years.
Episode 3.
Episode
or
3.
Patriots Place episode 21, I think.
Well, whatever. The same thing.
I literally put both in the title.
You're getting your Patriots things today. So that matters. So today we'll be reviewing week 4 of the 2001 season. That is October 7, 2001. The Patriots traveled to South Beach. Pro Player Stadium is one of the names that it's one of the same stadium, just many names. It's kind of ridiculous how many times they change their name.
Sun Life.
Well, yes. Well, today it's Pro Player Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, as the Patriots travel to play against the Dolphins, who are currently leading the AFC East at this very moment in time. They were 2-1. The Vegas line was the Dolphins were favored by 2 points. Favored by 10 points. They're favored by 10 points. The over-under was 35 points in total. Here are the starting lineups. You have, obviously, Tom Brady making his start again. Antoine Smith was the running back. Mark Edwards was the fullback. Troy Brown and David Patton were wide receivers. Starting tight end for this first time was Jermaine Wiggins. You know, Rutledge usually was the starting tight end, but now it's Jermaine Wiggins. I like Wiggins. He was good. Mm-hmm. The offensive line is Matt Light, Matt Compton, Damian Woody, Joe Andrunzi, and Greg Randall, as always. On the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line, Bobby Hamilton, Anthony Pleasant, Brandon Mitchell, and Roman Pfeiffer, beast. The linebackers were Mike Vrabel, Brian Cox, and Ty Law played linebacker in this game. Belichick completely screwed everything up in this game. The cornerbacks in this game were Otis Smith and Lawyer Malloy, and the safeties were Tabucky Jones and Antoine Harris. I don't know.
Had Ty Law playing linebacker, and they took a man on getting all the things. You see this?
Well, yeah, and obviously with the way that they had this defensive maneuver, proved that don't do this shit again because this is bad. Anyway, they came off the strong win last week after beating the holy shit out of the Colts and Peyton Manning at home in Foxborough. They got their first win of the season, and now they are here. So the Patriots started strong as on the very first play, the Dolphins play, Jay Fiedler pass was intercepted by Mike Vrabel on the first pass, which is not surprising because the Dolphins suck.
And it's Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel's a beast. His pass that was intercepted by Vrabel ended up setting up the Antoine Smith touchdown run that put the Patriots up 7-0. Yay! They're running the ball. I believe this is his third or fourth touchdown run of the season. You know, he was the one that was acquired in the off season. You know, when they went on that big spending spree. So yeah,
for like three games in the quarter. Yeah,
pretty good. Next Dolphins possession, Lamar Smith. You guys remember Lamar Smith? Well, he had a career game, which most of the running backs in this season so far have had. Apparently so. Lamar Smith ran down the Patriots' throats with 7 carries, 51 yards, and on a long 15-play drive that tied the game at 7-7. You know, when Antoine Smith scored the touchdown. Biggest 7-7.
In Patriots defense, they did play against Corey Dillon and Curtis Martin back to back. I'm just saying.
And Edgerrin James.
Edgerrin James.
Edgerrin James.
And they didn't lock him up anyway, but yeah, those are 3 ridiculously good players.
Yeah. So we're gonna fast forward to the late second quarter. Jay Fiedler marched down the Dolphins down the field, going 4 for 4, 42 yards, including a touchdown pass to Jed Weaver that put the Dolphins up 17-10. And before those field goals, being transferred over, we're not going to talk about that. So now 17-10, Dolphins lead into the halftime. Second half, the Dolphins continue to run down the Patriots' throats at Lamar Smith. Once again, led a long 10-play drive, 7 rushes for 45 yards, which led to a Dolphins field goal to go up 20-10. Late in the quarter, a lot of miscommunication here. Damian Woody and Tom Brady clearly weren't on the same page as Brady mishandles the snap and fumbles the football and was recovered by who? Jason Taylor. But not only recovered, he scooped that motherfucker up and scored a touchdown to give the Patriots a 27-10 lead. Also, he putting the game out of reach for the Pats.
Well, good job, Vegas.
The Patriots will fall to 1-3, giving the Dolphins sole possession of first place, going to 3-1. after 4 weeks. The Patriots will need to regroup as they head back to Foxborough for Week 5 against the San Diego Chargers. Wasn't much to talk about in this game. Oh, well, we'll go with the stats in this game. Antoine Smith was basically held it down because he had 47 yards for a touchdown. That was basically it. Mike Vrabel was the only person on defense making plays. Mike Vrabel had an interception. Tom Brady was non-existent, 12 to 24 for 86 yards. Oh. Trey Brown had 5 of those 12 receptions for 47 yards. He literally had half his production came from Trey Brown. And that was basically it. We go to the Dolphins.
Sounds like a
Lamar
game in freaking Dolphin land, yeah.
Lamar Smith led the Dolphins, literally had the team on his back. 144 yards for rushing, touchdown on 29 carries. Jay Fiedler didn't have to do anything. He also threw for less than 100 yards. 87 yards to be exact. Touchdown and the interception that was by Mike Vrabel. And this episode, this part of this portion was called MIA, Take It to the House. Now in 2001, Trick Daddy, who's a Miami native, made the song Take It to the House. You know the song, and we the Dolphins, that's gonna make you get up out your seat. Get down, we gonna play Take It to the House. MIA, Take It to the House. Remember that song? No? Damn, of course you don't. Fucking millennials. Anyway.
Yeah, where are you? What are you then?
Anyway, so now we're gonna review week 5. We're gonna take a break real quick.
Let's go.
Alright, week 5 is the episode. This part is called The Revenge of Scary Terry. The San Diego Chargers traveled to Foxborough to take on the Patriots October 14th, 2001. The Vegas line for this was Chargers by 3, over under with 36 points. Remember I told you early in this series that Terry Glenn was suspended for 4 games by the league for violating the substance abuse policy. He did not show up for a practice. He didn't show up for a practice, so Belichick suspended him for the whole year. So an arbitrator says, no, Bill Belichick, you can't do that shit. He gonna serve his 4 games, and he came back in this game against the Chargers. So the Patriots are now 1-3, coming in 1-3. You know, they're starting to look like shades of 2000. The offense is still trying to get going.
When have you ever heard a time where Belichick didn't have power? He will never get overturned now.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, continue.
So the starting lineups for this game for the Chargers against the Chargers: Tom Brady, obviously the quarterback. Antoine Smith was the running back. Wide receiver Terry Glenn was in the starting lineup. They had a 3 wide receiver set with Terry Glenn, Troy Brown, and David Patton. Tight end was Rod Rutledge. He was in the game. You know, last week before was Jermaine Wiggins. Obviously the same for the offensive line: Matt Light, Damian Woody, Mike Compton, Jordan Drezzy, and Greg Randall. On the defensive side of the ball was Bobby Hamilton, Anthony Pleasant, Brandon Mitchell, and Roman Pfeiffer. Beast, same as always. The linebackers, obviously, same as always: Mike Vrabel, Brian Cox, and they added Ted Johnson to the mix today. Ted Johnson this week. The safe for the secondary, the cornerbacks was Ty Law, Otis Smith, and for the safeties, Lawyer Malloy and Tabucky Jones. That's a cool ass name, Tabucky Jones. Anyway, okay. So like I mentioned before, this is Terry Glenn's first game after suspension. Kevin Falk had a really, really good return for 32 yards, which put them at the San Diego 32. Brady was 4 for 8 on this drive. Two of those receptions went to Terry Glenn, you know, trying to get him involved early. Antoine Smith had 2 rushes of 10 yards, and that was good enough to put the Patriots up 3-0, you know, after the first possession. The next possession, the Chargers go 3 and out. Patriots, the second Patriots possession, Brady was sacked by Kaylee Johnson. It was a great play, by the way. You know, he was trying to get the ball out in time, but this Kaylee Johnson came out of nowhere. It's literally out of nowhere, and it's pushed the shit out of that light. Like, get the fuck out of my face. It was a great play. I'm not gonna lie, great play.
Welcome to the NFL, bitch.
Great play. In that possession, possession, Brady had 2 completions, one to Patton, other one, and a 17-yarder to Troy Brown. But it wasn't good enough. He had to punt. But they were moving the ball, but they had to punt. But the sack pretty much killed them.
Usually a good sign.
Yes. For the Chargers, they finally moved the ball. Now, Doug Flutie was the quarterback At the time, they had Doug Flutie and their soon future Hall of Fame running back, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Rookie, I believe.
Yes. Doug Flutie went 2 for 3 for 27 yards. 18 yards went to Curtis Conway for a pass. And Jeff Graham. You probably, if you got any of the Chargers fans, you probably remember those names.
I wonder if they know who the backup was.
The backup for the Chargers. Oh, yeah.
Little kid called Drew
Brees, yeah. He was
Purdue.
Yeah.
I wonder how he turned out. Anyway, let's continue.
LT went for 6 rushes, 23 yards. And on the last play before they kicked the field goal, he had a loss for 2-yard loss to force a 21-yard field goal that tied the game at 3-3, heading into the second quarter. Patriots, they're running 3 and out. Whatever, so this is new. The Chargers. The Chargers moved down the ball again, 3 for 5 for Doug Flutie. Tim White had an 18-yard reception. Jeff Grant had a 16-yard reception. And Terrell Fletcher had a 9-yard reception. Thomason, rushed for 3 rushes, but he didn't do that much, which set up a 36-yard field goal kick. And what happens? He misses! And we remain tied at 3. The next possession, Brady goes 5 for 8, 67 yards. Terry Glenn had three catches for 49 yards, including a beautiful 21-yard pass to Terry Glenn to put a touchdown to put the Patriots up 10-3. No, 9-3 because Adam Vinatieri missed the extra point. So now it's 9-3 Patriots.
I kind of wish this popped up during the regular Dynasty episode.
What happened? Oh, okay, whatever. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, continue. After the Patriots missed the extra point, Doug Flutie, carving that defense down. 2 catches for Tim White for 39 yards in that drive. Jeff Grant had 14 yards in that drive too. Freddie Jones was 7 yards, and LT had a catch for 4 yards. And unfortunately, he tried to get Curtis Conway into the end zone, but it was no good. Wade Rickney makes a 27-yard field goal to put the Patriots lead to 9-6. A lot of action in this game. So
yeah, sounds like it.
It's a lot of action in this game. Patriots had an 18-yard return by Patrick Pass. Brady finds Patrick Pass. He was great, man. Brady finds Brown for a 23-yard gain, calls timeout. Brady finds Terry Glenn, who was on fire today, for 21 yards, and was set up a Vinatieri field goal for 44 yards, but unfortunately he missed that too.
Of course he did, and he bailed people out of Super Bowls.
So he missed that too. So now at halftime, it's Patriots 9-6.
I wonder who had Terry getting that fantasy that day. Probably happy guy.
Wait, it's 2001. What did you do fantasy that time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was playing in height. I don't know. Third quarter, the Chargers go 3 and out, and the Patriots go 3 and out. They trade 3 and outs, and then the Chargers, Doug Flutie goes for 2 for 3 for 75 yards, including 2 catches by Conway for 75 yards. And we're set up LT for a 1-yard touchdown run to put the Chargers up 13-9. The Patriots, Kevin Falk, who had a great game on the return game, 20-yard return. Smith had 4 rushes for 15 yards. Brady went 5 for 5 on this drive for 45 yards. Troy Brown had 9 yards. Patrick Pass had 9 yards. David Patton had 9 yards. And Smith had 3 yards of his own, including Mark Edwards, the fullback playing wide receiver in this game, had a beautiful 15-yard pass for first down, which set up Antoine Smith's touchdown run. The Patriots are up 16-13. Head to the fourth quarter. Now this is where it gets pretty funny. Really funny, and to the point where I was yelling at my phone. This happened 20 years ago. So it's like I'm looking at it as it happening in real time, and it's pissing me off. So we get to that point then. So Patriots go 3 and out in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, the Chargers started on the Patriots 34-yard line because of Lee Johnson's punt was absolutely horrendous. They started on the 34-yard line for the Patriots. Thomason didn't have to do much. 5 rushes for 10 yards. Terrell Fletcher had 8 yards. And Doug Flutie finds Steve Hayden for a 3-yard touchdown pass to go up 19-16 because they failed the 2-point conversion. This is where I get angry. Patriots go 3 and out, right? It's 4th and 10. Instead of punting the ball, Lee Johnson, the punter, tries to do a fake run. And not only is it a fake run, The motherfucker fumbles it. It's recovered by Derrick Harris for the score. Then now the Chargers up by 10. So mind you, this happened 20 years ago, and I'm watching it as I'm watching it now, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What? You see, he was so slow. He had no chance to run. He had like no chance whatsoever. No chance. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Terrible. But anyway, so Chargers up by 10. The Patriots next possession. Smith runs for 6 yards for 22 yards. Brady goes 5 for 8 for 49 yards. Terry Glenn and Troy Brown, absolutely sensational. Kevin Falk, 10 yards for 2 catches. Unfortunately, Brady had a touchdown pass to Troy Brown, but unfortunately he missed it. Vinatieri is set up for a 23-yard field goal, but hey, he made it.
This time, finally.
Yeah, so the Chargers are up 26-19. The Chargers go 3 and out. In the process of them going 3 and out, the Patriots used 2 timeouts because now time's running out. They're under 3 minutes left in the game. Patriots get the ball back. Tom Brady goes 5 for 8 for 60 yards. Troy Brown had 3 catches in that drive. David Patton, 26-yard game, which is beautiful. Like a beautiful pass to David Patton. We're starting to see the Patriots. We're starting to see Tom Brady get comfortable throwing to his receivers now. Terry Glenn actually made them better, made them more comfortable, saying, "All right,
of course,
now we need to move the ball now." So that's
the
good.
best receiver, of course.
And then after that pass, it set up a 3-yard touchdown to who? Jermaine Wiggins, and they tied the game up at 26. Okay, so now we're under 2 minutes left. The Chargers have the ball. They have 1 timeout left. Tomlinson rushes for 14 yards on that play. The next play, Doug Flutie finds Conway for 24 yards. The people in Foxborough saying, "Oh, not again, not again." Flutie tries to run the ball out of nowhere. He fumbles it, but he recovers his own fumble. So now the clock is the call timeout. So now you have Wade Rickney on the field, 59-yard field goal with time running out.
59. Lord.
And of course, he missed.
Obviously. So
now we're going to overtime. Tied 26. The Chargers get the ball first. They go 3 and out. Then the Patriots get the ball.
People, it's possible. You know, it's a Patriots thing, so we like what overtime players don't do the other stuff. But people were saying other teams get the ball. Fuck that. Defense matters. Continue.
Yes. The Patriots get the ball in overtime. Brady does the patent incomplete. But they call a defensive pass interference by Alex Molden on the spot of the foul. It's a 37-yard penalty. So after that play, Brady goes 3 for 3. For 20 yards and sets up the 44-yard field goal kick, and the Patriots win 29-26 in overtime and get their
fourth quarter comeback.
His first of many fourth quarter comebacks. You fucking haters. 29-26. The MVPs for the game for me, Brady was sensational. 33 for 54, 364 yards,
54
and 2 touchdowns. Terry Glenn in his first game back, 7 catches for 110 yards with a touchdown. Trey Brown, 11 receptions for 117 yards. You know, that's it. Kevin Falk had 5 returns for 100 yards. Sensational. It was really good in getting us in great field position.
Okay, so you're never going to guess this. Do you know when fantasy football was created?
When?
You want to try to guess?
2006? When?
1963.
You fucking kidding me?
It's like an Oakland thing started it all. It didn't get really, really popular, I think, until like 1997 when it had its first website out.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, they have the internet, so yeah.
And then it blew up from there.
Oh, makes sense.
1962.
Interesting.
Or 3, see.
Interesting. Okay. For the Chargers.
Fun fact.
For the Chargers, Doug Flutie played well in this game. 270 yards for touchdown. Sacked 1 time. LT.
Not good enough for that fumble.
I know. LT had 74 yards rushing. And Conway had 4 receptions for 117 yards. But it wasn't enough because they did what the Chargers normally do in history. Get the Heimlich choke! Patriots go to 2 and 3. And it sets up their Week 6 matchup. Brady versus Manning 2. Now, this one in particular was one of my favorites, actually.
At Indianapolis.
You know, they're in Indianapolis at the old RCA Dome. Mind you, the Patriots whooped their ass in Week 3, 44-13. But what do you think the Vegas line was? The Vegas line was for this game.
I still think it was at the very least 8 to 9 for Indy.
Colts were favored by 11.
I was close by 1. I was like, what? I knew it.
And the over-under was 48 points.
Apparently that first beating was a fluke. Well, they'll see.
Brady and Manning 2. And, whoo, this is good. You'll love this one.
I can't wait.
The starting lineup was Brady, quarterback. Smith was the running back. The wide receiver was Edwards, Patton, and Wiggins. They don't have Terry Glenn in the starting lineup.
Interesting.
Okay. The old line was Matt Light, Mike Compton, Damon Woody, Andruzzi, and Greg Randall, as always. And it's always same as always for the defensive line: Hamilton, Pleasant, Mitchell, and Roman Pfeiffer. Beast. The linebackers were Vrabel, Cox, Ted Johnson. The cornerbacks were Ty Law, Otis Smith, and the safeties were Lawyer Malloy and Tabucky Jones. I like saying that shit, Tabucky Jones. 11 points. That's fucking disrespectful.
That is very disrespectful.
How dare they?
11.
Okay. So the Colts get the ball first. Manning goes 4 for 5 for 43 yards. Reggie Wayne 7-yard reception. Marvin Harris 4-yard reception. Jim Dilger 2 receptions for 32 yards.
Reggie Wayne a rookie too.
Huh?
Was Reggie Wayne a rookie?
No. Reggie Wayne? Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Did you hear these rookies we named?
I think he was.
A lot of good players.
So then the Colts field goal kicker is Mike Vanderjack. Well, I think it's German. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's probably the most unclutched thing I've seen.
Unclutched is not the word because his kick was blocked. Party by Brandon Mitchell, recovered by Leonard Miller for 35 yards. The very next play, Tom Brady finds David Patton for 29 yards for the touchdown, and the Patriots go up 7-0. Hey, Vanderjack, you got a kick blocked. It's not going to happen again, right?
Oh my God!
It's not going to happen again, right?
No.
Okay, all right. Peyton Manning again goes 2 for 4. He has a big 18-yard pass to Marcus Pollard and an 8-yard pass to Edgerrin James. He also had 5 rushes for 35 yards. Unfortunately, Manning misses Marcus Pollard for the first down, which sets up a 42-yard field goal kick by Mike Vanderjack. But he made it. 7-3 Patriots. The next one, Patriots go 3 and out, of course. The Colts, Manning finds Harrison for a 68-yard catch to put the Indianapolis Colts inside the Patriots 2-yard line.
Who messed that up?
I forgot. It was what's going on. The next play, Mike Vrabel sacks Peyton Manning.
Of course he did. Which,
to end up having a 25-yard field goal, it would end up push the back 5 yards. And our guy, Mike Vanderjack, was blocked again by who? Tabucky Jones, and recovered by Gerard Cherry, which ended the first quarter. Now, how the fuck do you have 2 block kicks?
And not just 2 block kicks, in a quarter.
In a quarter, yeah.
It's kind of hard not to blame you at this point, brother.
Yeah. But don't worry. It's not like it's not going to happen again, now, is it?
Dude, how, Sway? How?
Second quarter. It was a beautiful drive. Like, Brady threw a beautiful pass to Brown, for 23 yards. Smith, had an 8-yard, had a really nice 8-yard. Even though it's 3 and out, but it was a nice drive. Mm-hmm. It had promise because we're gonna kick their asses now, but it didn't happen. Colts, Peyton Manning went 1 for 2 for 14 yards. It was 3 and out, but was sacked by Bobby Hamilton, of course, the punt. You're gonna hear Bobby Hamilton's name in this part of the show a lot in this game. He was very, very, very good in this game. So after he punted the ball, the first play of scrimmage from the Patriots, Tom Brady finds David Patton for a 91-yard touchdown pass. The Patriots go up 14-3. Now, Colts defense, you gave up a big one play. It's not like it's gonna happen again now, is it? Huh? We'll see about that. Where am I at? The Colts go 3 and out, and in the process of going 3 and out, he was sacked again by who? Bobby Hamilton. The Hamiltons.
The Hamiltons.
Let's go. Next play. The first play. Again, Tom Brady has David Patton coming in motion. You know how he does. It's kind of like similar to what Julian Edelman does. So he hikes the ball and Patton gets the ball. And wait, it's a trick play. And he throws a 60-yard touchdown pass to Troy Brown to go up 21-3 on the first play from scrimmage. Trash.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Again, hence why they get Tony Dungy soon. It might be this year.
So it's not like Peyton Manning, say, you know what? I'm tired of you guys. I'm tired of getting our ass by this team who was nobody until last week. Like, who knows? So Peyton Manning goes 3 for 3 for 38 yards. He had 2 receptions by Edgerrin James for 17 yards and a beautiful pass to Marvin Harrison, 13 yards. The very next play, Edgerrin James runs the ball and it's fumbled and recovered by Ted Johnson.
That is the second fumble you had in 2 games.
No. I'm sorry. He forced the pass. He forced it out. It was recovered by our guy, Teddy Bruschi. Okay.
That's the second
So
one.
on that drive, Mark Edwards, the fullback, had a beautiful 10-yard run. Brady found Brown for a 9-yard gain. And then, obviously, it was short field. An easy touchdown to Jermaine Wiggins. Patriots up 28-3.
So what up, Vegas?
What's up, Vegas? You're supposed to be losing by 11 points? Fuck out of here. 25 before halftime, bitch. So, yeah. I'm actually watching it as like it was happening yesterday. But it literally happened 20 years ago. So the Colts on this last possession for halftime, it was like, Perry Man say, no, I'm not going to go out like this. I need some points on the board. 3 for 6 for Teddy Manning for 41 yards. Trevor Inslee. Yeah.
What?
Trevor Inslee was a receiver for the Colts. 13-yard pass, a 19-yard pass to Reggie Wayne, and a 9-yard pass to Harrison. And Mike Vanderjagt had a 42-yard field goal kick, and he missed. I'm kidding, he made it. So now it's 28-6 Patriots.
Well, that for 3 points, nice.
Yeah, all 3 points. Third quarter. Oh, the Colts said, no, Peyton Manning said, fuck this. I'm not losing to this young ass dude. I'm not doing this again. So Edgerrin James, really much took control of this drive. 5 rushes for 31 yards. Peyton Manning had a nice pass to Marcus Pollard and a touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison. They converted a 2-point conversion. Good. Patriots now are up by 28-14. But So what? Who cares? Patriots. The next drive, the Patriots scored 33 yards by Smith. But unfortunately for the Colts, they are just mentally out of it. Penalties just helps Patriots be on the field.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, about right. And since a Vinatieri field goal kick for 43 yards, Patriots up 31-14. Okay, that's great. Cool. So, of course, Peyton Manning says, nah, hell no, we're not going to do this today. We're going to try to come back in and win this game, because I am a winner. So he goes 2 for 5 for 41 yards. All the passes went to Harrison. Edgerrin James had 4 rushes for 21 yards. Instead of the field goal for Vanderjagt, who you're down by 20 points, 14 points. Why aren't you trying to go for, So the field goal, so it's 31-17 Patriots. Fourth quarter comes. And then the Colts just get so dumb. So it's 31-17 Patriots heading into the quarter. Tom Brady goes 3 for 4 for 28 yards. Unfortunately, they get called for defensive pass interference by David Macklin because he was completely mugging David Patton. And a 38-yard penalty, which sets up David Patton's touchdown pass to put the Patriots up 38-17.
Talk.
Oh, it gets worse. After this game. After that, the Colts, Peyton Manning says, no, we're not doing this. We're down by 21 points at home. We're going to defend the home field because we are Mormons and the Mormons love us. We're talking about because they're in Indiana, so you don't get the thing right there. So, we're Hoosiers, goddammit. So, he passes to Marvin Harrison, Pollard, going down the field. But unfortunately, he was sacked and he couldn't hold the fucking football because he fumbled the ball ball, and who recovered it? Bobby Hamilton. That man was on fire today. So the Patriots get the ball with 11 minutes and 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 18-play drive.
Oh my God.
18-play drive.
Do you know where they were?
They were literally deep. 18-play drive. 11 minutes, 2 seconds. It's 4th and 8 with 46 seconds left. You mean to tell me that they literally milked out 11 minutes and 2 seconds?
Are you serious?
I'm swear to God, I couldn't believe it watching it. 11 minute drive.
I want to go home.
They
quit.
Yeah, they quit. And the fact that they had no respect for your defense, it's 4th and 8 inside the 16-yard line, close 16-yard line. Belichick said, "Fuck y'all, I'm going for it on 4th and 6." Now, fortunately for them, they did not convert because that's disrespectful, and that's the end of the game.
The fact that they tried it was disrespectful. That's it.
Yo, I've never seen that before in my life. They literally quit. They quit.
How you a professional football team, dude?
Patriots win that game 38-17.
Another ass whooping.
Brady went 202 yards for 3 touchdowns. 2 of those went to Mr. Patton. He had 4 receptions for 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Troy Brown had 120 yards, 8 receptions, 4 touchdowns. Bobby Hamilton, give me the best of me. I made it. You know, I'm not talking about Anthony Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton. 2 sacks, a fumble, recovery. Absolutely busting ass.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning had 340 yards in this game.
That's cute.
Sacked 4 times. Edwin James killed. He had 143 yards rushing.
That's cute.
And Marvin Harrison had 157 yards receiving.
That's cute.
All for nothing.
All with a big
But the biggest loser in this game goes to Mike Vanderjagt. How the fuck do you get blocked twice and you miss kicks? Like, you literally cost them 9 points. Now, you would have won anyway. 9 points unaccounted for. The score would have been more. No, it wouldn't. It would have been more respectful.
He does not know how to perform, dude. He really doesn't know how to perform.
I enjoy watching this game.
He's literally like the kicker's version of erectile dysfunction. Like, it's insane how many times he doesn't show up when they need him the most. Oh man, if you continue through history after this game, you're gonna see it a lot.
Oh yeah.
My favorite, I think, was 2005 when they say, you know what, fuck this. When he completely messed up against Pittsburgh, when they should have beat Pittsburgh, even though he kind of got clamped.
Yes.
Then they got rid of his ass and took Arvin Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still there too.
He's still there. He's fucking old. But anyway,
he's still better than Gostkowski.
So now the Patriots are 3-3, and we will continue this series next time for week 7, 8, and 9. I really enjoy doing this one.
Probably depends what
Depending
happens.
on what happens.
News, yeah.
We're gonna try to do,
100% we're doing 2. I don't know about 3. Yeah.
But yes. So like we said before, like, share, subscribe. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. We're on iHeartradio, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Radio, at Twitter, or at Podcast Dynasty. And as always, we thank you for your support. Peace, love, and applesauce.
Oh, yeah, I said that. Peace out, guys.